Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I thought we could sit down and do a little bit of a get ready with me style video. I'm using a ton of products today from a recent video that I posted. I'll link that here. But I recently posted a storage video, basically showcasing you a crap ton of makeup of things that were either too big or mostly new items that didn't get a lot of use from me while I was living in Sweden. So I figured I would pull out enough today to do a full face. And as I did that full face that you're seeing here, I gave you a little bit of a life update, not much of one. But yeah, why don't we go ahead and get into that. As we get started, can I just say that I'm already off to a good start. What you're not going to see here is that I've already had to go turn off the world's loudest washer and dryer because I sat down, started putting on my primer, and realized you're not even going to be able to hear me talk because my washer and dryer are so loud. So I went to go pause that. But I have my Stila One Step Correct Kitten primer on. You can maybe see it's a little bit glowy. And then I went ahead and put my brows on. So for now, I think I'm going to use some of this concealer from The Ordinary to use as an eyeshadow primer because I don't feel like going in my bedroom to get eyeshadow primer since my little one, I just put her down for a nap. Hopefully she sleeps. We have been pretty busy. I feel like the last time I put up a get ready with me, it was February 1st. I went and looked at it today just to remind myself when the last time I did one of these was. This is so light. And so it's been a hot minute. So I'm trying to think of, and I was hoping to be a little bit more organized by the time I sat down to do this video, to be able to kind of have a little bit more of some structure to be able to give you a life update. But since February, it's been very busy. I feel like we've had family to come out to visit twice since February. I think it was twice since then. And then we've tried to do some work on the house. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit bummed about that. I'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, it's been a lot of work to do on the house. So for eyeshadow, I'm not quite sure if I feel like using this palette from Morphe. This was one of the ones that I was mentioning that I need to give some love. It's been a hot minute. I don't know if the quality of this is going to stand up enough for me to want to keep it. I used to really love these greens, even though I still, like I said, had some trouble building up. I think it was these two shimmer shades I had to dig my fingers in, if I remember correctly. The mattes worked pretty good. But I need to honestly what I need to sit down and do one day is swatch all the greens in my collection and try to determine, does this palette still serve a purpose for me in terms of uniqueness? Because I don't really love this part of the palette. All of these purples and pinks here, not for me. I do like this little quad here, and I like the browns here, but you know, I have a ton of browns, and then I probably have these oranges somewhere. So like I said, I really need to sit down and do a little bit of a swatch fest and try to figure out if I want to keep it or not. But to be honest, that ends up taking up a ton of time. And then I have this here, My Little Pony palette. Way more on the spring pastel side. I am wearing a black top. What do I want to do? I tell you what, I'm gonna go super neutral. I think I'm gonna do some browns in my crease and maybe this green here on the lid. We'll see. Maybe I'll go with the brown on the lid. I would be a little bit more adventurous, but we are about to go to the store and I don't really feel like doing super adventurous makeup just to run to Target. So we'll keep it simple. But yeah, let me go back to kind of a life update here. It's been, like I said, since February 1st, and I think the last Get Ready With Me, I did a basic introduction to our daughter. I'll link that video here in case you're curious. She was way smaller at the time, and now she literally turned 5 months. Yesterday, the day I'm filming this, is the day after she turned 5 months. And she's so big, she's so tall. She's topping out, she's 75th percentile for her height, and then she's 90th percentile for her weight. She eats really good. We're breastfeeding, so I feel honestly it took me almost 4 months before my supply kind of regulated. And I'm still I still am trying to manage a little bit of an oversupply issue, so I'm having to pump in the mornings and the evenings just to kind of feel more comfortable, if that makes sense. But for the most part, she is doing so well, and I feel so much more comfortable. I still remember that there were days when I would try to get in the shower, and sorry if this is oversharing, but my boobs would just hurt so much with just the water hitting me. It was so unreal. And I thought that it lasted so long. I was like, this is crazy. Is this gonna last forever? Because it was very uncomfortable for a really long time, but it did get so much better. And I mean, like, I feel normal now, which is really nice. All right, I'm gonna try this greeny gold out on my lid. But like I was saying, things are normalizing on like the home front a good bit. I feel way more confident with her. I think for the first like long while, I've never been around babies before her, so it took me a while to kind of build confidence and feel like I was capable, a capable caretaker for her. And then, you know, now that we are starting, the older she gets, the more of a routine she gets. I'm learning things like wake windows and things like that. And I'm starting to be able to do things around the house a lot more. For example, you may have noticed like we have way more decor than we did probably in that first Get Ready With Me. And I was so bummed. So I wanted to do a like house or like an updated like a living room tour at least, because the living room was the first room that we finished. But at I think it was like the end of February, it had to be. The last like good bit, it was either the end of February or early March. So we had like our last little snowfall here in Albuquerque, which I was shocked that the desert, we're high desert, but we get snow in the winter, which was kind of shocking. Not a lot, definitely nothing compared to Sweden, and it's gone very quickly. But the last snowfall that we got, when you know it would be the last freaking one, we had a roof leak. And apparently you can see it if you look at our roof. They've had this issue. This house is 30 years old. They've had, or over 30 years old. They've had this roof issue, and they've tried to fix it before. And we had a guy come out, look at it from the insurance company, because it came through. I'll have to insert a photo. It was nuts. So she's tiny. I'm overwhelmed with her, you know, trying to learn how to take care of her. Early on, I was battling mastitis all the time, and then I like come into the living room one day and I am like playing with her and like look up and notice that our ceiling has like this giant bulging sack of water hanging from the like ceiling and the wall. And to say, like, honestly, and I don't mean to sound dramatic, but it was a little bit traumatic in some ways, because you just aren't expecting to have to deal with that while you're taking care of a baby all in the same day. And oh my goodness, like we got that leak, or I like had to move the couch, you know, put her in like somewhere safe, move the couch, get a bucket and like catch all the water from falling into the house. And honestly, I'm really glad that I caught it early, because had I not caught it and it had just leaked onto the floor, we might not have seen it and probably would have gone behind the couch, and I just maybe wouldn't have noticed it until I noticed the ceiling. Like, it wouldn't have been easy for me to catch, but being that it was a big giant ball of water, I was able to catch the water and soak it up and prevent damage from the floor, prevent our rug from being damaged, prevent our couch from being damaged. Like, it really saved a lot of like overall damage. Now, the wall was damaged, the ceiling was a little bit damaged, and the some of our photos we had hanging up there, which I really liked how they looked. They were some of them were damaged, so we're in the middle of trying to like we pulled them off the wall now, and we're trying to figure out, do we want to buy the same frames again and hang them up, or what do we want to do? But we were so close to the living room being completely done, and I was actually really proud of how the living room was like turning out. I thought it was looking really good. So sadly, the living room tour of my dreams that I had planned is gonna have to be put off a little bit, but it was looking really good for a second there. So I think for concealer, I'm gonna go in with a mixture of the Ordinary, like just a little bit under my eyes, and then I'll use the rest with this Tarte Creamy Concealer, because this one is super creamy, and this one's a little bit on the dry side. This cap is gonna be the death of me. And I think I'll just see how well they mix, although I'm pretty sure they're both gonna be, yeah, too light, which is a good thing since I'm doing my concealer first. Hopefully my foundation maybe will correct that a little bit. But yeah, besides working on the living room, her room was technically the first room in the house that was kind of done, and it is still done. She's not using it yet because she's staying in our room, but we've since been able to hang photos on our wall. I still need to get pictures for the frames, but we have the frames hung up in most of our bedroom, and we have a rug for our bedroom now. And Eventually I like to get some new bedroom furniture because I kind of, when we moved in, it was so hard to get furniture in general that I kind of just had to get what was available on Amazon because I needed something fast, and I just didn't have the time or luxury of like being able to go search around. But so maybe in a couple of years I can give Galis our current dresser and then go get ourselves like a better dresser that fits, like, you know, like we have a king size bed, so it like kind of looks kind of small compared to the rest of the furniture in there. So hopefully that'll work out. We have a picture, or we have picked the paint color for the guest bedroom that we want to paint it, but it'll probably be a couple more weekends before we can paint it. We worked some outside, which is really nice. We kind of like just do little like small updates. Like you can see, like we've changed out light fixtures in this house because they had never been changed out before, so we changed the outside light fixtures out, and I like pulled the wall, like the numbers off the house, and like repainted them to make them look like they were kind of just turning rusty or tarnishing a little bit. So they're now repainted and look a lot better. It's just like little bitty changes that I'm excited to do that I feel like in the long run make a big difference. We painted the front door, which I think looks really fun. So it was like a salmony pink color, and now it's like a pretty like dark blue color. I really like that. And then we have some other things planned eventually, like we want to repaint. We still need to paint the bathrooms, and then eventually down the line our master bathroom needs to be like a total gut job probably. But that's way down the line. It'll probably happen like honestly right before we move, if we ever sell this house. Okay, before I set my face, I'm gonna try this Milani blush. This is one of the blushes last time that I had said I'm excited to use. I had been in storage because it was one of my more recent purchases before we left Sweden, but that I had not even tried it out yet. So wow, that is really pretty. People like love these blushes, I feel like, on the internet, on YouTube. I see people rave about them, and I mean, like, this is a super first impression here, but like the color's really pretty. I can totally see why people are crazy about that, because that blends it out so well, and it's still pigmented, but like not too pigmented. This is the shade Nude Kiss, by the way. Really pretty. I had another shade, but I don't think it goes. This is Coral Crush. I think that's a little too bright for this look, since it's just kind of a nudie look, but that's really pretty. And I used the tinted moisturizer from ColourPop, so it's like a really light coverage foundation, but I think it looks good. It's probably not the best on camera, but I think in day-to-day life it looks pretty decent. Now I'm going to set this all with the Dermablend Professional Illuminating Banana Powder. I maybe have tried this once, maybe. It comes with like a little puff on top. How come I don't remember that? Maybe I haven't tried it. So I'm a little bit worried about using this underneath my eyes, but we'll try it out because it's illuminating and I don't have the most youthful under eyes. But I haven't really gotten like a full-on close-up look yet, but I can see, I mean, it doesn't look that illuminating. I think I was worried that it would like maybe look like a powdered highlight, but I don't think so. In fact, I think that it actually looks just like a normal translucent kind of setting powder, so that's good that it's not too shimmery. I tell you what, I'm gonna try to use a little bit more underneath my eyes, which may be the wrong idea because they are so light, but I feel like sometimes when my concealer is a little too light for my under eyes, I feel like it makes me look, rather than concealing it, like accentuates the under eye bags, which is probably what we have going on today, but you know what, it's okay, it's okay. Okay, for bronzer, I have my Butter London little palette here, and I don't really feel like using a contour today, so I think what I'm going to do is just mix the bronzer and the like illuminating side and just go with that. Okay, yeah, I'm remembering that this product is pretty pigmented, which is, again, one of the reasons why I said that I kind of chose to leave it in storage rather than keep it in Sweden, because when I was in Sweden, I was pretty much at my fairest point for most of the year because it was you know, just cooler, temperate kind of place. Here I'm hoping that, especially as we go into summer, maybe I can start reaching for this more, because this is definitely a super pigmented product, like probably the most pigmented bronzer in my collection, so that's good to remember and at least try out now to kind of remind myself that. Now, highlight. I'm gonna actually use this Becca palette that I've been using as a mirror here. And I think what I need to do is just go with Opal down here It's like a basic neutral. I was thinking I wanted to use that rose quartz shade, but I don't think I need to go pinky right now. Honestly, this is about as good as I remember it being. Becca highlights never have done me wrong. I really enjoy them, and I think that's like the one product I'll miss from them since they've gone out of business. I never really tried much else from them, but their highlights were very, very good. I'm also going to use this like pink kind of corally blush here, although I should have maybe mixed in this guy here and just keep it kind of neutral. I don't know why I did that. I already put on blush, but you know, we're very blushed out today. Shoot, I left my mascara in the bedroom. I'll have to go get it. All right, I'm back and I went ahead and threw on the mascara. And then for lips here, I just have my Just a Tint from ColourPop. This is probably one of the newest, if not the newest, like lip product in my collection. And then I have my Buxom Gloss in Hot Toddy to kind of top it off. Probably the most boring one, probably I'm guessing maybe one of my quicker get ready with me's today, because we just need to get out of the door really quick once she wakes up from her nap, which I don't think it will be long now that she'll wake up. We'll eat a little bit and hit the road. But yeah, sorry it's been a minute since I've sat down and talked to you. I feel like today's video maybe wasn't as in-depth as a like life update as I would have liked to given, but then again, my life is really just baby and house. Hopefully things will be a little bit more lively as we go. Also, I just saw myself in the viewfinder. Very blush heavy today. That's okay. But yeah, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope to be able to do a couple more get ready with me style videos. I have some other videos in mind, so maybe I can get my act together one day to actually like give you a proper life update. But again, I hope everyone's doing well, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.